9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
What up, y'all? Happy Friday from me and Beulah because she needs to be on camera. Happy Friday, y'all. Welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad, and we are doing all the news and reviews today, and I am not alone. I have a very special guest, a reoccurring guest. She has her podcast, Squared Circle Podcast, and she has an amazing weekly book that you definitely need to purchase. I'll have her tell you all about it. Miss Marie Shadows. Let me put you on there. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you for coming on. I feel like let's get it out of the way. Oh, well, hi, Eric, and hi, cousin Ron. Thank you for joining. Tell everybody about your 20, because I feel like I haven't personally seen you in 2025. I think you've been on the show this year, but I haven't seen you. So tell everybody about your book, where they can get it, all the stuff.
Yeah. So basically, so what I do every single year, and this is the 3rd edition of it because I started like 2 years ago. It's called One More Match. It is a wrestling planner where basically think of it like, when you go to Barnes and Nobles or any other place that you buy like a planner for like 2025 and you put in everything that you want to go to. But this is for wrestling fans and for podcasters and for content creators. So you have a 12-month calendar. You'll have 2 different kinds of section notes where if you're watching like Monday Night Raw or like Evolve or AEW or New Japan Pro Wrestling, you want to take these notes down so that way when you're talking to other people about wrestling, you're like, hey, I know what I'm talking about. Here's this, here's that, here's what I saw. There's also other sections too about rating your favorite matches from 1 star to 7 stars. You can color in the stars. That's like good therapy for everybody. There's just a bunch of other stuff in these planners that I have. It is currently on Barnes and Nobles. It's a long ass link, but I really have not promoted it at all this whole year. But I'll have it on my Twitter. So at Marie_Shadows, we'll have that link on my Twitter feed. So if you guys are interested, it is there.
There it is. We'll definitely check it out because I have mine, and you know what? It's one of those things where you get books, and because I usually do more audiobooks, and I know it's not one of those type of books, but you get books and you put it on the shelf, and it's I could have really used it for WrestleMania because it's like I actually watched it back I think a couple days ago, and there's some parts like, oh yeah, that did happen. So
yeah.
Anywho, it's definitely a book that is needed because I just did another interview where she was asking me about something that happened. It was like in 2021, and I was like, wait. It's like, wait, we were doing we were out of the pandemic as a situation. Anyways, It's not about me. It's about Evolve. So Stevie Turner, he unveils the WWE Evolve Women's title. So first I'll shout out to my friend Chewy Martinez. He's actually one of the hosts there, and he's one of my mentors in radio. So congratulations to him. And with that being said, what do you think this means? Because now I'm really, I guess, the hierarchy of things, because we have Evolve, we have NXT, and like TNA adjacent, and then the main roster. What does this mean for a woman to win this title, and what do you think her positioning is going to be when she wins this?
I think it's interesting that Evolve will be like, oh, we have titles and have like women, go and win it and stuff like that. And in the hierarchy, I see it sort of as like a test. Because like if you can be the face of Evolve, which I would consider it to be like, you're starting out, even though we know some of these wrestlers are not like starting out, but like it still gives them the reps. To me, like once they become a champion and if they can like hold down the audience and they can sell more tickets and they can get more buzz to the product, then I could trust them as we go further along to the other promotions down at NXT, down to like the main roster and stuff like that. So I think it's a trickle effect and a test effect for whoever wins those championship titles. And they look gorgeous, by the way.
They definitely do. It's kind of funny because now that you say that, because I'm always kind of talking about like the money behind it. It makes sense because if somebody can, essentially dominate and hold the championship and make it work for them and evolve. Now
Yeah.
you can bring them to NXT and put money behind them, because what happens, and we'll get into that, allegedly, especially like with Dakota Kai, when they said, okay, well, they don't necessarily, and saying what happens is you might put money behind somebody and it doesn't work out. So this is more like a soft test for them. It's like, all right, cool. Now we can actually put this money behind this person, and we're going to get a return on their investment. Because how often, you think a wrestler is going to make it for that particular promotion, not necessarily talent wise. You think they're going to make it, and they sell half the amount of shirts that you thought they were going to sell, or they're not as over as in this particular state or country that you thought they were going to be, and now you're like, okay, but I've invested all this money. So yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Another thing that makes sense, somebody who's joining us, I am beyond happy. One of my favorite co-hosts in the world, Jacob DeLawrence, is in the building.
You lie so much about me on these intros, like
really?
just so cold. Like, we got company in the house, and you just one of your favorites. That makes sense. I do make sense though. Both spellings of it, so I will give you that. So I'll take back some of it. I was expecting you to slide in when you made the whole return on investment bit. Would have been a nice segue for me.
my bad. Next time. What up, Jeffrey? And what up, special little nobodies? Well, we're talking about Evolve, and they're introing new Evolve women's titles, Jacob. And we're just kind of talking. Marie made a really good point as far as this is kind of almost like a tester. Do you think this is a good idea for Evolve to do this, or do you think they should just keep evolving before they move on to NXT?
I see what you did there. No, I mean, they should do it because it was going to happen. Like, you gave WWID has their own set of titles. Like, I'm surprised LFG doesn't have titles, or maybe the winner will get the LFG season 1 championship or whatever. So it's natural progression. It's what WWE does, because what else you finna see? I give this 2 weeks and it'll be on WWEshop.com.
Yeah. Marketing.
You talking about making money? Get your money's worth.
Maria says she thinks it's a terrible idea. I don't know if you can expand on that, Marie.
It's only, I mean, I could probably speak to it. It's only a terrible idea because there's way too many championship titles. So for all of us here that do panels that talk about wrestling, we're going to be like, hey, are we missing the title? And then we're like, no, I think we covered it. And then we're like, oh, no, wait a minute, that title, like towards the end of the show. And then like the show keeps going on. So too many titles.
Yeah, but like, it's Evolve. Like, I made this comparison the other day where it's like main roster is LLB, NXT's AAA, and then you have Evolve serving as AA and WWID, and the indies you fluctuate depending upon which indie you're on, whether it's single A or AA ball. I don't care who wins the Pacific League Coast Championship in AA. Don't even know if that's a thing. Like, who cares? Like,
it's
nice.
What are you gonna say?
I said, it's nice. It gives you something to work to and Evolve. So
right. When it will happen, or when it will matter, is when that person, whoever is the champion, whether it's the first person or the third person, they actually get to the main roster and they become a champion. That's when it'll matter, because then they can reference back to it. But currently I could see why it wouldn't, and how it would be confusing. And, and then also too, to Maria's point, like, if you have too many titles, does that now take away the weight of somebody having a title?
Yes and no.
Yeah, I would go with the yes and no.
Yes, in the sense of like, everybody can't be a champion. This isn't Little League. We're not handing out participation trophies per se. But no, in the sense of, as long as there's some clear separation, like, this belt leads to this, this is for this is for that. Like, you have the X division. You clearly know the X division is like, hey, anything goes, ain't no weight limits, no rules. We take whatever. But if you win the X division title, you're probably heading up toward the main title in TNA. Like we'll figure out where the
Mm-hmm.
international title plays in, and like WWE, IC, US title. Historically speaking, you're going for one of the big belts next, or at some point. Like we
Mm-hmm.
can see there's patterns. AEW, on the other hand, we don't know what their secondary title is. Like again, all these other companies, we know X Division, that's the secondary belt. IC US, that's your secondary.
I thought the TBS
AEW
was the secondary.
That's what I felt like too.
are the team. Well, for the women, yeah, because you only got 2 titles for the women, so it's easy.
Yeah.
But for the men, you got TNT, you have the international belt, you have the continental belt. That is 3 mid-card titles.
Mm-hmm.
Which one matters? Which one's the most important one? Which one's the stepping stone? It's Adam Cole TNT, which you only see on Collision now, which I mean makes sense. It's on TNT. Okada has the Continental, and international is Kenny. There you go, Kenny Omega.
Oh,
So I guess by proxy and star power, it's Kenny Omega. But that belt is basically like the damn world title. I ain't seen that thing since Kenny won it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So which one's most important? You got too many belts with no clear separation of what's what. Like, oh, cool. We'll give you the TNT belt. And then we know if you go from TNT, hey, we go give you that Continental belt. And then cool, we'll shoot you to the
Something they build up to.
international. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then also you got the Ring of Honor belts in there too. Get thrown in every so often to play with. So like now that's 5 mid-card titles.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of champions, not mid-card, the champion of them all, Monday Nightmare, is in the
speaking of
building.
mid-card.
I said
Yeah.
not mid-card, champion.
That's a damn good transition, TK.
No problem.
You earned a gold star today for that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Because I was going to say there's a lot of hosts here at WWT, but my distinguishing is I'm the goddamn mayor, the EST at WWT.
Oh my god.
There we go.
The fire starter, the agent of chaos, change agent.
Well, speaking about AEW, well, first off, how are you doing, Mayor?
Tired.
Stay out the streets.
Famished.
Famished is the same.
You see how I look compared to how you look?
She still got that post Glim joke glow going.
She's
said
glowing
something.
right now. Makeup artist, fresh twist, makeup artist. This is rough. No barber, nothing.
Just say, me and you looking rough. She looking like big money, all money.
Oh my goodness. Anywho, so Sky Blue.
With no denial.
Sky Blue, she's set for AEW return on Dynamite. So what do you guys think? First off, let me preface this because I know Marie, we were talking about, our wrestling watch programming, because like how it's hard to squeeze everything in and all that stuff. I guess first off, what do you think is gonna happen, like, with her being added to the division? Because I feel like, I don't know, somebody said it in the chat. I don't want to necessarily say the division's in shambles, but it's just not, it doesn't seem as strong as TNA and NXT and even some other indie promotions. So do you think she's going to help, or is it going to be the same?
Well, I mean, I don't watch AEW anymore. I used to. I don't really care for Sky Blue. That would be my comment. I really don't.
All right. Jacob or Said, because our resident AEW person's not on the show today, so I'm sure Courtney would be heartbroken to hear that. But Jacob or Said, do you guys have any thoughts on Sky Blue?
I mean, good addition to come back. I know she's had some good matches, had some buzz, but it's the same thing. There's a lot of talented women on the AEW's roster that a lot of people wouldn't even know are there or still there, like from these past few years. So it takes putting people in identifiable spots. And I think it goes away from, hey, this person has to fight for a title. Like there has to be something to allow fans to emote to a character outside of just how they look. And I think that's been some of the struggles creatively you have outside of Mercedes or Tony. because they have belts, but also have something going for them outside of their title belts, which is Timeless or Mercedes being the belt collector and being ex-WWE, if you want to look at her like that. There's a lot of vets deep into that roster that are stuck in Ring of Honor programming. So you got to be able to put people on AEW television. You got to have your sports outlets do buy-ups and write-ups on these athletes so we know who they are outside of the character, to know how their journey is, so to draw people into this.
So
looking at you, Jacob, that's your arena. Go do some writing on these women.
Yeah, so I will, because there's currently 39 women on the roster right now, and I promise you probably couldn't name 7 of them if I took away Jamie, Mercedes, and Tony.
Probably.
And Harley.
Thunder's there.
Yep.
Julia Hart.
Yep.
You said Harley already? Ooh.
Yeah, I said take away Harley.
Well, is Taya on ROH or AEW?
I think Taya is listed under AEW.
She is listed under AEW's roster, which I think includes both.
Yeah.
Both
so
rosters.
If that's the case, then add Athena and Red Velvet.
I think
Billy Starks.
But you see how
Mercedes Martinez is still listed there as well. Jeffrey saying Queen Aminata. Like you can list them, but it feels like the clear separation between Ring of Honor and AEW programming is the problem.
But again, you see how difficult of an exercise that was, though. If I said take away the 2 women fighting in the Owens, the champion, and then arguably the best thing they have going in Social and Harley. Like, none of y'all named Megan Bain, who they're trying to make something into.
Oh yeah, but she's gonna be something if they do it right. They don't do it right.
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to make something into. And then Thekla is coming because we saw the spider on Wednesday. Like, all the reports are saying she's heading that way. It's 39 women, and I'll take out Mother Wayne and I'll take out Karen Jarrett, and we'll drop that to 37. What you doing with Deanna Peraza? That was your big shining lesson a year ago. Maybe a year ago? Roughly a year?
Yeah.
That was your big shiny toy. What'd you do with her? Put her to the top, knocked her back down. Her and Tyler doing something on Collision.
Britt Baker.
We haven't seen the Good Doctor in a hot minute. Mariah May's on the sideline with one foot out the door, allegedly, depending upon what you want to believe.
Marina Shafir.
Marina's hot because
Nat
she's
Lanner.
in the.
Because she's
you have
with
Stab, you have Willow. Yeah, but they're
Kiera
all now
Hogan.
in that Death Riders thing.
The talent's never been the issue. The talent is there. It's just they've been showcased very sparsely.
Yeah, Nyla Rose. I actually thought I was watching AEW this week, and that was one of my questions. Like, where's Nyla at?
Catering.
And,
like, people make jokes about WWE. AEW's just as bad for sticking people in catering. So, Sky coming back is nice. I think when she got hurt, she was doing something with Julia Hart. Like, cool, but make it stick. Put her in a program that matters. Doesn't have to be a title program. Does not need to be the TBS title or the world title. Just put her in something that matters and showcase her consistently, and not in the 9/27 spot on a Wednesday night.
You can have that idea for free, Tony Khan.
Won't even charge you. I know my line is probably still tapped. Won't even charge you.
Okay, so with time constraints, we have a couple options. Dealer's choice. We can either do Backlash, or we can talk about Saraya turning down a story and then do Backlash. What would you guys, and you guys in the chat can also say what you want to. What would you guys want to tackle? Because we also do.
I just got a quick joke / fact to get off about Saraya. So, like,
to get off about Saraya, that
just put a quick joke in real quick. Just
Okay.
She's the greatest wing woman ever. Like, I don't want to do it, and now look at you. Your homegirl got pregnant and is in love. Look at you. She was a team player. She took one for the team.
What?
She sat down and sacrificed herself, and now look at Ruby. Happy, because that's what she was alluding to, was the daddy magic angle, and that ended up going to Ruby. Am I correct?
I guess, yeah.
That's a stretch, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Could be a
Yeah,
stretch. Could also
maybe.
be a little bit true. I mean, it ain't like I'm taking some big leap to connect these dots here.
Even if Saraya was saying about like she probably didn't want to disrespect her boyfriend and things like that, that type of stuff is kind of beneath her doing that type of angle when she was brought back to kind of rebuild or make more of an emphasis to women's division. So like,
Right.
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's only beneath her if it doesn't lead to anything of consequence. Because you can argue Rhea, Dom, and Liv should be beneath Rhea and Liv arguing over a man and a belt, but it led to the best thing that we've seen, one of the best angles, and it's made both of them stars, all three of them. So it's only beneath you if it doesn't work or if it's tacky.
No, I don't agree with that. I feel like Rhea already had something, and I feel like Liv. I think it really benefited Liv. I think that in this case, it really benefited Liv. But not everybody needs that. Like, I was in a conversation, I think like an hour ago, where the potential of Becky joining Seth. I think she said that in her book. She never wants to do that. And again, never is, say never. It's wrestling. However, I don't think she needs that.
Let's cut through the bullshit here. As a fan and as just a real person in the street, you can't convince me Daddy Magic's pulling Saraya. I don't give a fuck if it's storyline or not. You can't sell that to me.
I'm agreeing with that.
I can see why she would turn it down. You can't sell that to me. Like, I don't want to suspend my belief that much.
I wouldn't even do it if I was in her spot. Not him. Nope.
You don't think he could talk a mad game? Okay.
No, I'm saying like if you saw that couple like at Chili's, Applebee's, I'm sure he must be a funny guy, or like he loaded with money, because there's no way.
That's about it. I'm gonna agree.
Good personality, make them laugh. Personality matters, man. That people
does,
gonna fade.
But like, we not talking. Come on, man.
Dog, look, when I roll over at 5 a.m. and you ain't got no makeup on, we all both tired. Like, come on,
Eddie, chill.
Come on,
Eddie, chill.
Come on.
Well, all right. Well, I mean, okay then.
Backlash it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like it wouldn't have benefited her. It wouldn't, in this particular case, it wouldn't have benefited her at all. But
that would have been better if they'd have been like if it was like Daniel Garcia or Starks when he was there. If it was like Hook, I'd be like, all right, maybe these make sense. Daddy Magic, not so much.
Yeah, Hook. But
some people like Hook for the hair and the youthful look. I don't know, but that matches more with her being kind of like goth and things like that than Daddy Magic.
Yeah. Okay, in that way.
Okay. There were. We can. Hey, I don't want to turn this segment to that. We can go down the line of the men's division. There are better options if you're gonna pitch that.
I'm just saying. I'm just gonna make a call back and say we ain't got to question nothing about Hook, unlike his daddy. I'm gonna make that, and we got next call back and leave it at that.
Let's get into Backlash. Oh my goodness, you all are crazy. So Backlash happening in St. Louis tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. You can watch it on Peacock. So we have the Intercontinental Championship with Dominic Mysterio and Penta. So what do you guys think is going to, Murray? We'll start with this. What do you think is going to happen with this match?
I mean, Dom is gonna retain. He's gonna put the belt on the line, right? Yeah. He's going to retain.
You think he's going to retain?
Yes, I said that.
Okay. Jacob, what do you think?
I feel like, Dom retains just for the simple fact I think it's a little too soon to take that belt up off of him. It's going to be on some Finn inadvertently tries to cost him, but like JD bounces it out some way. And so we just sow that dissension a little bit more between those three, and then
Said
Penta be all right without a belt. Penta don't need it now yet.
Yeah, I got Dom retaining. I got Dom retaining clean, similar to the way he won at WrestleMania. I think I read that they're close to the on-screen pairing of the Lucha Brothers in WWE. So I think this will be what gets Ray over to Raw or whatever we're doing with the draft after this. But I think Dom gets a clean win over Penta.
See, I'm thinking because excuse me, I think the Judgment Day, they're on the verge of breaking up. I don't know if it's now or a little bit later, but I feel like if Penta wins, this will be the like Judgment Day is gonna just implode. And that's gonna happen. If that's on the playing cards before SummerSlam, then this is the time to do it, to kind of build up here she comes again, to build up that storyline. But if that's not the case,
Shiro has it right. I forgot about the El Grande Americano stuff. So
yeah, if that's not the case, then I have Dom winning it too. Oh my goodness, she's ready for her walk.
Where JD goes with all this is going to be the interesting thing. If JD sides with Dom and Liv and Raquel, or sides with Finn, who's been his boy forever. So
yeah.
I think he would side with Finn. Make them a tag team and give a shot to the tag division.
Yeah. Next we have United States champion 4-way Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and Damian Priest. I feel like I know what everybody's gonna say, but I might be wrong. Marie, who do you have?
I'm gonna be biased and go with my buddy Jacob Fatu, just to retain the title.
Jacob?
Yep.
I'm gonna shock everybody. Big Money Drew picks this up only because Solo is going to inadvertently cost Jacob, and then we get that off and running of the breakup of the separate bloodline. And like, because I think one of the Tongas is close to returning, if I'm not mistaken. So let's get Fatu and Solo going and give Solo something to do. And Fatu doesn't need a belt, but now that you put the belt on him, the only way that it would make sense for a lot of people to see Fatu lose the belt is that he gets screwed in some way. And also, he doesn't need the pin. I think LA Knight's he can pin no matter what.
Really? Okay. Said?
Fatu retains. Fatu's showcase continues. I think we're starting to see like that stepping stone for him and like how good he can be. And this is good because it's the shot in the arm that division needs. I don't think anybody really cared about LA Knight being champion. And they did a disservice to when Shinsuke was champion and then put it right back on LA Knight. So Fatu is like the spectacle you want to see. So he actually helps out that division a lot.
I have Fatu as well. I don't see any other way. And then it wouldn't be, I mean, it would be like another division to the bloodline, which I'm not opposed to because there's so many stories in that, but I don't know if we're ready. I don't know. Even though I enjoyed the bloodline storyline, I think we're taking a little bit of a moment by still keeping them slightly separated before we ramp it up again, because we were in like, bloodline land for what, 1,000 days, 1,300
years,
days,
4 years, 5 years, yeah.
So I feel like they're giving us a little bit of a break. They're still around. It's not like we're forgetting them completely, but before they dive into, if for instance The Rock does come back and do that Civil War, like there's so many angles with that. So I feel like he retains and we're just holding steady. I think we're also gonna. I was wrong the last time. I think we're gonna all agree on this one. Gunther and Pat McAfee. Who do you have?
Gunther has to win it. If Pat does, all right, cool. I like Pat, but like Gunther, just because.
Jacob.
Big Austrian, because he better win. Like, I don't need William Goldberg showing up. I do not need Michael Cole distracting Gunther and Pat getting the lucky 1, 2, 3 roll up. No. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Off to Neverland you go, Pat.
Said?
We will have an entirely new commentary team on Monday.
Wait, Barrett
Gunther
pulling double
takes
duty
out
next week.
Pat, and Gunther takes out Michael Cole as well.
You think Gunther's gonna take on Michael Cole too?
Yes.
Oh, we get a 2-for-1 special.
That's what this has all been about. Pat's trying to stand up for Michael Cole. Gunther gonna say, "All right, bet." Like he going home with you.
So do you think Michael Cole? Well, we know what Pat's doing. Do you think Michael Cole's just gonna go on a vacation and come back? Like, what do you like?
Yeah, I think Michael Cole deserves a vacation. I think you're gonna see Michael Cole do the whole damn. Should I throw in the towel thing? Should I throw in the towel? He's gonna be like, "Nah, come up in here, sleeper, out." Like,
no, you ain't throwing no towel in. They're gonna need to get the towel for you. So Barrett and Joe just pulling double duty.
something. They're gonna need to do something.
I mean, I'm cool with
at
that.
least for like, I mean, until the next PLE in LA.
For
Like
about a month or so. Yeah,
a nice little vacation for Michael Cole. Why not?
Yeah, I'm always here for Joe Tess.
Okay. Women's Intercontinental Championship, Liv Vicaria versus Becky Lynch. Who do you have, Marie?
So originally, I was not a Becky Lynch fan, but her promos and the stuff she's doing online, I'm like, all right, maybe I could get behind her. But I'm still gonna go with Lyra to retain the belt until we like do something else other than like Becky coming back into the picture. So I'm going with Lyra.
Jacob?
I swear to black, white, and every color Jesus, Becky Lynch better not walk out with that belt.
I almost got confused with what you said, but I got it.
Like,
yeah,
I refuse. I will come on here Monday and it will be a quality rant if Becky Lynch walks out with that belt. So Dilly, get ready on the off chance that it happens. That being said, Bird Lady wins and we keep this going until Money in the Bank.
Oh,
More
well,
so we can get more use out of said in that nice little clip.
Well, first off, I'm happy to hear that you're gonna be here on Monday. I'm ecstatic. Second, said, what do you think?
Bird Lady done won me over these past couple of weeks, but it's time.
It's time.
She's at what, maybe like what, 5 title defenses now, and this is where the buck stops. I mean, welcome to the big time. Becky had to get her off the training wheels NXT. We're going to do the exact same thing here, and there's more money in the chase. So when Lyra actually defeats Becky again, becomes a 2-time Intercontinental champion, and is able to show more of that personality, it'll mean a lot more. And it's exactly what the division needs. It's a cheap way to make Becky a mid-card champion and kind of further the Grand Slam thing. But somewhere down the road, you're going to get Becky versus Bayley when Bayley inserts herself in this feud and Lyra get the title back. So, but I think this is going to add the way Chelsea Green built the U.S. title for the women's division. This is going to be the shot in the arm that the IC title is needed, because it's been the workhorse champion without any personality, 0. So Becky's going to add the personality to the division and bring the best out of Lyra, just like she did in NXT. First time this belt's on the PLE as well. That matters.
Yeah.
First time either one of the women mid-cards is on the PLE.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I agree with you. The thrills and the chase, and it might give Lyra a little bit more character for us to like invest in her chasing Becky and then her getting it back in SummerSlam. So I kind of agree with you on that one.
So slight question / problem. Thrills in the chase of Lyra chasing Becky. Fair enough. We assume Bayley's coming for Becky, so are they both going to be gunning for Becky at the same time? Or are you just going to let Bayley sit on ice for another couple months or so?
There got to be a couple months. The next title defense, Bayley can be the one that costs Becky, and that separates Becky from the title.
So you're going to hot potato the title in a month?
Yeah. Some titles need to be hot potatoed a lot more than what
but this is brand new.
Nobody cares about lengthy title reigns anymore. It gets stale.
Oh no, that's fine. But like, this is brand new, and so like in the span of 2 months, you have hot potato 2 belts with 2 people.
That's
the
okay.
women's
Sometimes
tag
you need
belts
it.
and the IC belts. Okay, we didn't need to do the women's tag belts, but nonetheless, next match.
Last match, Cena and Orton, WWE Championship. Murray.
Cena is probably gonna retain it. It'll be funny if Randy stops everything and then be like, "Ha, my generation could continue carrying this belt," but I see Cena retaining it
Jacob?
John Cena wins. Like, it's too soon to take the belt off of Cena.
Mhm.
How he wins is going to be interesting. I saw somebody on Twitter post the other day a callback to when Cena and Randy faced each other in like 2010, and Randy just literally stopped, looked at Mike Chioda, looked at Cena, and just slapped the taste out of Mike Chioda's mouth, and like lost but retained the belt by DQ. Be a
Yeah.
great time to flip that. Like, let's just go full heel Cena and make him the full chicken shit heel. Like, you know what? Thumb to die, ref. I'm out of here. I'm done. I just don't need Travis Scott. That's all I need. I just no more Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Oh no, we haven't seen the last of him.
Yeah, but he can take a month off. Like, let's wait. Like, Cena should be able to get Randy up out of here without Travis Scott help. Like, no knock to Randy. It's just they're such greats. They should be able to beat the other without any interference.
Mhm. Oh, Truth hosts Cena, then turn on Truth.
Actually,
I
that's not a
mean,
bad idea.
that's not a bad idea either. Truth is
I like that.
He's my childhood hero.
Yeah, I have Cena on this one too. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be good and short and sweet and make sense. I think sometimes you have these PLEs where it just doesn't make sense and they're having it a PLE just because they have to have a PLE because it's scheduled. But I think this is going on to SummerSlam, which is no Money in the Bank, excuse me.
Money in the Bank.
Which is going to be interesting.
It's going to be a busy day.
Which, Money in the Bank or Backlash?
Because it's Money in the Bank, because it's Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. And I think somebody's pulling double duty. I got a somebody on that roster is probably pulling double duty that day.
Roxanne, maybe?
Roxanne, Penta, Ray, Stephanie, somebody with those lucha ties is pulling double duty that day.
Okay. Sometimes you gotta do things that you don't want to do.
I mean, hey, check clears, big enough check.
Big enough check. Somebody said, I want to talk about this real quick.
I don't get to make my pick.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, Sed. Go on, Sed.
See how we do here. See how we do here.
Said you ain't important enough.
Yeah, I'm with everybody else as far as Cena wins, but I am different on how. And I think that we already got a little bit of like cheating to win at WrestleMania, and this is going to be in Randy's hometown. So I think it's going to look a little bit more gruesome. I think he taps Randy in the last time they'll ever face each other. I think he taps Randy in his hometown with the STF. How we get to the STF, but I think it's going to look brutal. And maybe Randy doesn't tap. Maybe he just passes out and they call the match. But it's going to. I think we end it with that type of scenery.
Do you think this is their last time?
Yep.
This is the last time?
Limited dates. Like it's an honor to share the ring with Cena again. It's like, hey, let's make a memory.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like this is not the last time, but
I feel like there's at least one more in there.
Yeah, I feel like there's one more to go. But I do have Cena. Retaining because
I'm sorry, I just read Dylan's comment.
I was trying to figure out what he was talking about. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Oh God.
We don't have names here. We're just
we're
team
genitalia.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No,
that's
just
how,
1, 2, and 3.
that's how
Okay,
the boss
so what
sees
happened-
us here.
So what happened
Professor
was
has his name.
What happened was we were on. Was it the Queen of the Ring? I think. Yeah, we were at the Queen of the Ring red carpet, and this is women's wrestling talk. So Seth was like, "Oh, do you want to interview blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want to do any penises." And so he took that, and then he pretty much made it that I don't account for men, and that's not the case. It's just this is it's women's wrestling talk, so the women are highlighted first.
All the
I
women on staff
understand.
got their body butter before the men.
Yeah, you see,
I understand, but phrasing, because like I could probably say some stuff like that too, and I will be on your side, but phrasing, ma'am, phrasing,
she could have chose any other organ. You know, she could have said,
right?
"Hey,
Any other thing?
I don't want no Adam's apples." She could have said
I don't
something
want to do
else.
no
You know,
dudes. You could have kept it
Yeah, like
simple.
yeah, I don't want to interview the men. It's totally
I
okay.
feel
Next
like it was
time
short
maybe.
and to the point. Like, there it
we see where
is.
TK's head was at.
We
You
see what
know,
you did there.
Listen, I totally understand because I would probably say some stuff like that too. So I'll be on her side, but this time it's just phrasing. That's all it is.
Oh my goodness. So yes, that's what
Got
they're
it.
referring to. And since then,
Got it.
said brought it back
Mm-hmm.
around unnecessarily, and now they just,
absolutely.
now it's a big thing, and it's not. It's not. But let's go to SmackDown. So we are gonna have our SmackDown watch along with Honey, or sorry, SmackDown no watch along today. We're just gonna have the post show with Honey coming out this evening. So definitely check that out. Oh dang, I was gonna say Will's not here to do his breakdown. Those are those are funny. So on the road to Backlash, you have John Cena. He returns to SmackDown. I guess him and Randy Orton are going to have a whole conversation, which is going to set up for tomorrow, which is kind of crazy. It looks like we have LA Knight, Damian Priest versus Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Who do we have in this, Marie?
I mean, I'm probably just gonna go with my guys of what is it, Jacob and Solo, but we know that some shenanigans are gonna happen in this.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. But do you think the shenanigans are going to be like Solo makes a mistake? Because I feel like there's that the roles are reversing a little bit.
Yeah, I think Solo's probably gonna do something. Some miscommunication is gonna happen. LA Knight is probably gonna like do something as well because he also has a little bit of ego and like gets a little inflated whenever like he's in tag matches. A little, I'm being nice to him. But yeah, I just think that maybe there's gonna be some miscommunication between like Solo and LA Knight. Damian Priest is gonna be a fiery Puerto Rican and probably just do what he does.
Mm-hmm. Jacob?
Yeah, bisexual Undertaker and Mr. Big Mouth get the win because Solo inadvertently cost Jacob, and that just sows a little more seeds that way. What? Everybody, it's a thing. So I don't know why you're giving me that face.
Marie's like, I don't know if I can come back on the show anymore. You're talking about it's not the words, it's the phrasing. I'm seeing your face. She's like, I don't know.
The thing with that is with the whole bisexual Undertaker. Like, I understand the reference. I know where that's from. I just don't like when people run with something when no one says like if that is their label or not. I just don't like that kind of stuff. But
that's
like,
fair.
but if we're talking about a funny segment where TK accidentally says that she doesn't want to interview penises, that's fine. That's funny. But yeah. So I just shook my head because I just like I don't like when labels are given when nobody says this is what I am or whatever it is. I don't like when people run with that.
Fair. Mr. Yarn and LA Knight win. Is that better? Mr. Weave and LA Knight win.
Mr. Weave. Sure, whatever.
We know he. TK, come on now. You tell me he ain't putting some weave in that?
Wow.
I mean,
black person to black person. Look at his head when he get it braided, and look at him when he's
doing with his hair. Oh my!
And look at him when he's showing with just a bun and a ponytail.
I feel like we need to workshop that title again. We need to run it back.
I mean, you could just call him like the Puerto Rican Poppy.
There you go, Puerto Rican
Absolutely
Poppy.
not.
I like that.
Absolutely not.
I mean, you were comfortable calling him the bisexual Undertaker. Why not call him the Puerto Rican Poppy?
Because if I'm calling anybody the Puerto Rican Poppy, I would call Bad Bunny the Puerto Rican Poppy. Like, let's just
fine.
Let's be real.
Fair.
Well, we'll workshop on that. What do you think?
The Bloodline will lose tonight just to set Jacob into more of a fire tomorrow in his title defense, where he feels like he has to do it all by himself, like he's been doing. So, yeah, that'll add fuel for him to retain tomorrow.
And so then we have Jade. She has a match with Nia Jax to determine the number one contender for the women's title. Who do you guys have for this one?
Naya.
I got either no contest or Nia, but either way, Naomi pulling up and throwing hands.
That's true. I'm gonna go with Naya, but I do want to put over Jade for the work that she has been putting in and getting there to look way better than her being AEW. But yeah, I want to put her over. But I go with Naya.
Well, how many years when she started AEW? She was like brand new. So how many years is she in now? Is it like 5 years?
5, 6?
Something
Was
like
it before
that.
the pandemic, or is it during the pandemic that she was in AEW?
Somewhat during, like towards like.
She was there during the pandemic because I remember Brandy pulling up, and there was the match with Shaq also.
Yeah.
So it's like 4 or 5 years she's been in the game.
She has improved though. That's what I really like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very true. Wait, Jacob, did you say who you had?
Yeah, I got Big Fine winning via shenanigans, or either it's by DQ, or we get a no finish, I should say, or either no finish because of Naomi.
And said,
I got Naya.
Now, do you think? I think I posed this on Wednesday, but we didn't really have much of a conversation on it. But do you think this would be form alliance between Nia and Naomi and almost do a Nuts Winter Cell of the Bloodline?
Yes,
it'd be perfect. I mean, Naomi already made the reference on Twitter when she was like, "All this nepotism y'all talking about, I benefit from. Let me go holler at Rock real quick."
Mm-hmm.
We've been asking for it. I mean,
for years.
The thing is, you don't have to make it so heavy and acknowledge it in the sense of like traditional bloodline way of we got this bunch, but like that subtle nod of like, we family, so like that.
Right.
Like we don't have to make it a whole bloodline thing. It's just
right. And they've made reference to it before, Nia and Naomi, but on opposite sides. So now them actually teaming up. I'm for it. I am for it. Then we have Bianca. She makes reference to her WrestleMania moment with Mercedes and said it was magic. Actually, somebody had asked me about this today. Oh, we do? Sorry. Which one did I miss?
Carmelo Hayes and Aleister Black.
It had to be Carmelo. That's all I got to say.
I'm hoping that it ends in like a no contest or like a DQ or something. Just because I want to keep both of them without having a loss to each other and keep it going and see where we can go with it. Because Carmelo does very great work when it's a series of matches, for whoever he's with against.
Has that been benefiting him? Because I feel like he's not as hot as he was when he was in NXT. So having these series of matches and like partnering up with the Miz and stuff like that, do you think like it's because they don't? It's either they have something planned for him, but they are not pulling the trigger yet, or do they not have something planned with him, but they see like there's the potential there. They just have to figure it out.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both where like they probably do have something planned, but like they're not pulling the trigger on it, or like they're trying to figure out where he fits because everybody else is having their big moments on the roster with their big stories and stuff. But I feel like him having the series of matches, what it does for Carmelo Hayes is keep him in the conversation whenever we do these roundtables, whenever we talk about him. He's still there in the conversation no matter what, even if he's not getting the big like box office kind of feel and like the big energy. We're still talking about him, so he's still going to be around.
Yeah, I was going to say there's nowhere for him to go. Because since he's been caught up, you had Cody, Roman, all that Cena, you had all that hanging around the world title. The mid card title was the Rise of LA Knight, and then you interjected Solo and all them into that once they got out of Cody's orbit. So it was like, hey, dog, best thing we could do is let you and Andrade cook on TV for a couple months, and that at least that way it keeps y'all hot, keeps y'all relevant. You gave us a classic when you told Andrade, hey, dog, you watch, man. You might as well go ahead and put fries in the bag, homie. So, like, it gives you a chance to show that you can go in the ring, that you got potential. You're getting spots. Your own TV. It's just it feels quote unquote meaningless because there's no payoff, no major direction. And right now, you got something good. The only problem is you just got a returning Aleister Black to deal with. So you might take an L or two, but at some point, I think late summer into fall, he finally gets on a right path, as us fans would like to say, and he's heading toward mid-card gold or tag gold.
Seth?
Melo's fine. I think we make too much fuss about what he was, and the reality is he was the number one draft pick, and he's consistently on television. That's what we want for so many people backstage, for them to be consistently on television. He has that. So whether or not he's not in lights, he's wrestled Randy Orton, he's wrestled Cody Rhodes, he's been opposite everybody at the top. His moment is going to come, whether it's like a Money in the Bank or not, but he's been positioned opposite everybody that's a legend, great, or at the top. So there's no issue with his booking at all. It's just a matter of timing. And I think they're taking the right approach with him to bring him along slowly so he has staying power.
I like it. So going to Bianca Belair, she actually was, like I said, I was talking about this earlier today. Somebody asked me about this. Bianca talking about her match with Mercedes, Sasha Banks back in those days, and how it was a magical time. I'm assuming you guys remember this moment.
Yeah, I remember when I watched it. I still think it's magic. I would have to like watch it again just to get like a refresher. But I remember when I watched it then, I was like, oh, this is nice. It felt really good.
So she's saying that match was crazy too because that was the first time that was our first time ever touching. We had never had a match together. We had tagged together before a match. We had never had a match together. So and we had never even practiced. So that's true professionalism then, to like not even practice and have such a banger of a match.
I had that as like, if you want to look at things and assuming all relationships get repaired over time, that's got to be an immortal moment. Like, you got to put that one in the Hall of Fame. Like, first Black women main eventing WrestleMania, first WrestleMania main event headlined by all Black competitors. Like, history. Like, every big thing you could say, that did it. And oh, by the way, they gave us a 5-star classic. Like Bianca catching Sasha, Mercedes, and just like, you know what, dog, I'm gonna walk up these steps with you. Like, yeah, you could call Sasha a small person per se, but like, I don't care, dog. Carrying a human body up some stairs, dead weight is dead weight. And then just tossing her back in the ring, like it was beautiful, it was perfect. Like, assuming you repair the relationship with Mercedes 5-10 years down the road, whenever she decides to hang it up, y'all get on good terms, go on, slide that in the Hall of Fame, big homie.
Definitely agree to that. Do we have anything else to cover?
We can hit the little Dakota Kai bit real quick.
Oh yes, I did make reference to that earlier. Yeah, let's talk about Dakota.
Ageism is a thing, sexism is a thing, and also, like, does it matter? Because here's my thing. I saw the story that, like, allegedly her age also played into it. I did not realize she was that old. Like, not that it should matter. 37.
Wait, how old is
she turns 37 this year.
That's not
damn.
compared to I mean, wait,
compared to the men,
she's
which is
not
the
that
comment
old.
that everybody has been making. It's like, hey,
Yeah,
dog,
but
can
a
you
lot
look
of
at
the
the average?
women are in their 30s though. Like that's
I
not.
guess the argument is she's 37. She's had two bad knees, and that like, I guess they're saying they couldn't see her reaching a certain level, and then you factor
Yeah.
in the age. And I'm like, it's a cheap cop out because
Yeah, because
not
Becky
everybody
Lynch
has
is
to be main
38.
event. Right.
Mm.
Dakota don't look
And
37.
yeah, Becky Lynch is 38. And I think Naomi's like 36, 37.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte's up there
I
in the
think
same age range.
I think all
Yeah.
those ladies are in their 30s. So I feel like the age part can't. Naomi's 37. She's about to be 38 this year. I feel like the
But
age
right.
part you can't. But the, but I agree with the injuries because you don't heal as fast unless you have like LeBron's like whole team where he's aging backwards and everybody
Yeah,
don't
you
have that.
spending
So you don't
20 mil a year on medical.
Yeah, you don't have that type of like team with you, then you are taking a chance. It kind of goes back to me when we were saying like the people evolve and like what you're choosing to invest your money in. And it's like I think the injuries, that's kind of what comes into play because who's paying for her to rehab? Probably WWE.
Yeah.
So I think it's more of like at the end of the day, I think what people fail to realize, and it's terrible to think about, but it's all about return on investment and money. It's a business. It's not a family. And so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, are we going to get a return on investment? She gets injured twice. She's 37. Like, you're no matter how old you look, your body is 37. So does it make sense? Am I going to get a return on my investment? What if she gets injured again? Now we're talking about how many hundreds of thousands of dollars to recover. So I don't necessarily think the age part plays in this one because a lot of the women are in their late 30s and they're still going. Like look at Naomi. Naomi's starting again with a whole new version of herself.
True. So I say the age played a part in the fact of let's combine age plus where you are and where you've been able to get. Whether that is by your own fault and by the fact also we didn't book you worth a damn for a good little bit. There's that. But like again, Naomi, Becky, Charlotte, Nia, all established, all former world champs. Like you can quote unquote ignore the age. And also my big thing is ageism is just a dumb excuse anyway, because if you can go in the ring and if you look, you don't even have to fully look the part because like not to bring a body thing up, but KO wrestles in a t-shirt. And like KO does not look like Bobby Lashley or Rusev. So like body doesn't matter. Can you go in the ring and can you put on a show?
Yeah.
And historically Dakota's been able to do those things. So
I wish they would have kept Dakota around because I was just thinking about the women's roster in general and how we have two different kinds of like sections within the women's roster, and that's thanks to Chelsea Green and how Chelsea is able to carve out that little niche to give other wrestlers that may not always be at like the top
Right.
she gives them that little corner to like work with other people, get some TV time and stuff like that. I wish they would have kept Dakota to like push her into like that little area of the women's division rather than being like, hey, we have to let you go. But most likely they kind of did let her go with the same kind of thinking of like, oh, she got injured twice. If she gets injured one more time, could that be, career ending at that moment, whatever it is. But I think that they probably should have like kept her and whatnot. I would have liked if Dakota was the first intercontinental champion other than Lyra. I like Lyra too, but Lyra needs a little bit more personality. But I wish that Dakota was like the first one to get the title.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens because I think the next question is for Dakota is what she does next because she can rehab herself or do different treatments or whatever and then go on the indie scene and kill it, and prove them wrong. And then she might, like, let's be honest, with the way WWE is in a lot of entertainment companies, when you prove your value again, they'll call you back up. So I think it just depends on what she does next. If she doesn't wrestle anymore and she goes off and does something else, then that's it. But she chooses to go on the indie scene, which she can because she's a former WWE superstar, which carries weight anywhere.
Yeah.
Dylan's saying with confidence Dakota will be back. So
the Jim Ross approach, go learn a new hold, kid. That's what JR used to tell everybody that he would release. Go learn a new hold, kid. Go learn something new and make us have to bring you back.
Do you say go learn a new hole?
Oh, new hold.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
don't say, don't.
A glory hole. Go make a new glory hole. That's exactly what she thought.
I'm just glad that it's not just us giving you flack, TK. This is what I love.
I wasn't sure. I didn't hear the D on that. I just heard,
Women's wrestling talk. We focus on the holes.
Yep.
I mean, of course she wouldn't hear the D. She doesn't want to deal with P, so I mean, it makes sense.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
He took it there.
I mean, we opened the door. We might as well kick it all the way in.
Yeah, that's right.
Again, women's wrestling talk.
All right. Well, we went through Backlash, we went through SmackDown, which I said Honey's going to be doing the post show, so definitely check that out in a couple hours.
Oh my God.
What?
Comments.
No, Councilman.
Oh. Yeah. Anywho, anything else y'all wanna talk about before we get out of here?
Y'all want to do a quick little rundown of Resurgence before y'all go disappear on us? What y'all finna go see tonight?
How many hours you got? Because I'm like the New Japan queen.
Oh, let's go through it. Well, you don't have a lot of hours, but let's go through it because Ced's gonna go and see it.
Well, have fun when you see it.
That was the rundown. Have fun.
I'm just saying, just have fun over there. Because I mean, this card, this card is man, it's something.
Let's see.
I'm gonna see Bullet Club War Dogs against Young Bucks, and now the Good Brothers, who are now back, seemingly aligned with the AEW New Japan family. Mercedes Moné is going to be defending the Strong Openweight Women's Championship. I believe against I don't know how to say it. AZM and then Mina Shirakawa.
Yeah. So does she drop a belt?
Hopefully.
No.
Hopefully she
what?
does.
I don't pay my hard-earned
Wow.
see Mercedes drop no belt.
Listen, man. Hopefully she does. It's getting sad now.
Hopefully at a hard no at the same time.
No. We ain't dropping no belts till 2026. Book it.
Man, I'm still gonna be like, drop it.
Ultimo Dragon style and Tony next.
Nah.
I don't know how we don't have Athena's belt right now. That's coming too.
Oh my gosh, that would be no. You can't do that.
This is marketing. It's branding.
Is it? Or if Mercedes were to get Athena's belt, do you not think that would be like the
That's a little OD.
I think more people would watch Ring of Honor and subscribe if Mercedes appeared there.
No, they wouldn't.
You want subscribers? I think more people would subscribe to the show if she was actually appearing there.
No.
Yeah, but when they have a storyline, I think. Okay, so here's the thing. Well, what you guys, I already told you guys we have a WWT account, but whatever. Here's the thing with Mercedes. If Mercedes, if she were to do that, like the storylines are the thing, right? So, like, yes, people would subscribe, but once they realize that there's not much of a storyline, will they continue subscribing?
You just gotta tune into the first episode. What you do after that with your time is your business. But you're gonna tune into the first episode.
So what you're saying is we got your money, and at that point we don't care.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
not the TK way.
No,
not this one. Not this one.
no.
That's not the TK way.
No,
It is,
return
but
on
you
Every
investment.
shiny new
don't see
toy.
him.
Oh, who's going to be in the casino battle royal tonight? Who's our Joker? Who gives a fuck? You just tuning in to see the surprise. You're not watching the rest of the shit.
Oh,
That's
my
the same thing,
goodness.
is it not?
No, because eventually, well, it depends. I feel like no, not to pay $10.
Yeah.
Am I not describing the exact same thing?
I hate to say it, he got a point. I hate to say it, but he got a point.
We just want to see the surprise. Like, okay, who are you going to do a promo about it with? Blah, blah, blah. If it happens one time, you subscribe, you choose to desubscribe later on, but you're going to buy in just off the suspense.
That's what you not, Dylan. That's a good segue, Dylan. Speaking of subscriptions, Cora Jade.
2 seconds after she got released. Bam.
I mean,
that's what it felt like, dude. It felt like that. I was like, oh my God.
Mandy taught her, is all I can say.
Yeah, for 2 seconds. Bam, here you go. Subscribe, guys.
But I mean, all you have to do is take some pictures, and you're making 3 times more than you were making before, and you don't get injured.
I'm not taking bumps. Like,
how do we segue from New Japan's card to OnlyFans?
Well, listen, I'm very Dylan.
What kind of segue is that, bro? I'm pretty sure at least 3 other matches, and now we're talking about promiscuity. That's what we doing.
I mean, it was a perfect segue by Dylan.
Finish up. New Japan.
Councilman.
I know, that's what I was reading too. All right, what other match are you excited for, Cedric?
I'm always excited to see Zack Sabre Jr. in action. I think he's one of the best watches you can see. He's facing Haruki Goto for the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. That's going to be a fun match. It's always good to watch him work. Konosuke Takeshita is going to be taking on El Fantasma for the Never Openweight Championship. Tomohiro Ishii versus Drilla Maloney for the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship. So we got, I think, 4 title defenses tonight, plus the 8-man tag. Then some other kickoff matches that'll be there. Fred Rosser versus Matt Vandergriff. CJ Tino versus Alan Breeze for the Strong Survivor. New Japan puts on a good show. So if you just like pure graps, wrestling, no fluff, Ontario is a very intimate venue. They've been holding Resurgence here the past couple years since their Long Beach show where Mercedes first was on the independent scene. It should be a good show. Starts at 7. If you're in the LA, well, no, if you're not in the LA area.
No, not in the LA.
If you're in the LA area, you should probably be heading here already. But if
you should be there already.
Southern California, like, you're in for a treat.
They're in the bush, then that's where you should go.
Yeah.
That's another sexual reference. But
God damn it.
You make like
acknowledge it.
Oh my
slightly, I mean, not,
He's not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Are you gonna find a bush and take a picture next to it? That's the question. Are you gonna find? Are you gonna?
Just for TK, I'll find a bush and take a selfie next to it today.
Are we still doing phrasing? It's all I want to know. I'm sorry, Councilman. What do you call it?
I don't know what we're doing.
I'm thinking of like a short little tree bush, not like the bush, but okay, we could.
So a shrub, women's wrestlers, everybody, however you guys will.
Oh wow! All right. Any more matches for New Japan?
No, that was all.
That's the whole card.
That's the card.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna rant about it anyway when I see it.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh my is right. All right. Well, we need to let Ced get out of here. So he can go to, I guess, Special and nobody said it was the woods. So not the bush, the woods. Go to the woods and do his thing. With that being said, Marie, thank you for putting up with these 2 gentlemen's shenanigans. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. And tell everybody where they can find you.
All right, guys. You can find me over at youtube.com/Square Circle Podcast. Also, Square Circle Podcast on all podcasting platforms. And also my wrestling newsletter, which is for free. You don't really have to pay $14.99 for that, for any lies or any kind of made up stories. It is marieshadows.substack.com. I am bringing back my tape study series where I'm breaking down professional wrestling matches and watching them. It's like a watch along. So the two New Japan Pro Wrestling Dontaku matches are on there. The Dog Pound cage match, and also the Goto versus Callum is on there on marieshadows.substack.com. For anything else, follow me on Twitter at Marie_shadows.
All right. Jacob DeLawrence. I mean, my bad. Jacob, where can everybody find you?
I'm gonna fix that next time I come in, and she will still say my
No,
last name.
it's just there. And it has a nice roll to it. My bad. Fine. Jacob, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Instagram at these are TK shenanigans, not mine. You can find me over on Twitter at, I don't know why she say that about me. I'm innocent, but for real, you can find me at _JDella on Twitter. Move the underscore to the back of the bus for Instagram. No, I'm not making a joke. Fix your face. And you can also
I was wondering. I was like, whoa. That's the first time I would ever hear that kind of joke. Catching me off guard.
You can also find my writings and musings over at anscape.com and stillcrew.com, and soon Women's Wrestle Talk. I will be back posting up articles there as well. I just dropped May's Must Cop sneakers guide over on anscape.com. You can find that link in my Instagram stories and on my Twitter. Make sure y'all go check that out, buy something off of it. I don't make commission, but run them numbers up so they can let me keep doing this. And that's pretty much it. And you can find me here 2-3 times a week because I come to work.
Seti said, where can everybody find you?
This weekend you can find me popping in and out the bushes. # we don't judge.
Flip that.
I'll be at New Japan Pro Wrestling Resurgence this evening, checking out Mercedes Moné retain her Strong Women's Championship. There's a lot of content on these sites. Of course, you can find me here ever so often, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Not every Monday for the watch along, like it will say on the site. Just you check in and ask me if I'm gonna be there. Next week we got Ontario Comic-Con. I will be there. We'll be at AAA, Money in the Bank, all these things over the summer. WWT has a lot of great things planned. There's a lot of cool interviews that you can check out on our YouTube channel as well. Shout out to all the mamas before Mother's Day this weekend. I know Queen of the Ring is in select theaters being re-released. There's a lot of great interviews on our site that you want to check out. And then on top of that, we got some content with MLW. I believe their Chicago show is this weekend as well. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel for that. And we have some content on the website regarding some of the MLW women's superstars as well. So we a little bit of everywhere. This weekend specifically, popping in and out of bushes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
TK, where can we find you?
I'm about to get to that. I want to say thank you.
I'm trying to sneak out. She was finna try to sneak out of here real quick.
I just want to say thank everybody in the chat for coming on. Thank you, Marie, for joining. It's always a pleasure when you come on. You can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. Make sure you follow Women's Wrestling Talk on all social media platforms at www talkpod.com. We do have a watch along get together happening June 6th. Right before Money in the Bank on Friday. It's a SmackDown watch along, so you can check that out. We're going to be dropping the event on the website. Oh my God, Dylan, we're gonna be dropping the event on the website. I have a story that I'm going to tell you guys. Remind me after we stop the show. I had to do an interview one night. That was a thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Is that Bush related?
Yes, it is. It's really funny.
The artist, right? The artist.
The
artist Bush.
No, it was a random question I asked somebody, and it was hilarious. But anyways, you guys should check out that event. We're dropping the stuff on the website, and also we have a new project that WWT will be working on that I'm really excited about. That we're gonna be dropping in a couple of weeks as well. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk.
Free the Bush, George Bush, Reggie Bush, TK and 5.
Oh my God.
I guess I'm back.
Number one women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao, yeah.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WWTalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.